Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the sixth episode of the Moronic History Podcast. I'm Sevron42, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi,
It's Rumbly. He's here.
as I am every time.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
So, yeah, long time no see. I haven't posted in a minute. It's not my fault.
it's mine. I took his channel.
Yeah, he actually held it hostage for like a week.
I held it. Yep, it was me.
Yeah. Anyways, we want to talk about a cat.
A cat.
A cat,
A,
yes.
a cat. A cat.
Yeah.
A cat.
A cat, yes, a cat. A very
One
special cat, though.
That's it. A special. Hold
He's a
on
very
now.
special cat. All right.
Very special cat.
Unsinkable Sam survived the sinking of one of the greatest naval vessels of all times. So,
Huh.
yeah, let's go. Okay. I think right before we start getting into the actual things, to avoid any misunderstandings or claims that I don't do my research, I do. There are some people that consider this story to be a fake and that it's just a tall tale given among sailors. But for this podcast, we're going to assume that it is real and that everything here is correct.
Because we are correct in
Yeah,
quotation marks.
we are always correct.
We are always right. Always.
Famous,
All the time. We are never wrong.
Never, not even once.
I even once Google it.
Nope, you can look it up. It's a Guinness World Record. It's never been wrong.
Yep, Guinness World Record.
All right. So, why is a cat even on a military vessel to begin with? Well, I mean, this is a pretty old practice. It dates back to the ancient Egyptian days, and ancient Egyptians loved their cats. But why would you have a cat
Oh
on a
yeah.
ship? Do you know why?
Why would there be a cat on the ship, Sevron?
Well, I mean, you can actually guess. I don't.
Emotional support.
Yes, actually, yes.
I was shooting a shot in the dark.
So the primary reason was for rodent control. Rats and stuff would get onto ships.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
as they do.
yeah, as they do, and then cats would be sent along to get rid of them. So that's because rats eat your food, they spread disease among your sailors, and just yeah, they give you diseases that have a very long name and horrible symptoms. But also, yes, they act as
Like the
emotional support.
bubonic plague.
Yeah, like the bubonic. Yes, they give you the plague.
They give you plague.
They
That's it.
just
That's the only one.
I
Only
diagnose
one.
you with plague.
Right. So you see, your skin's turning black. Yet you're gonna die within a few minutes.
Yeah, you got like 20 minutes to live, my gamer. But
You got like 20 minutes to live.
But also having a cat on board does help the sailors' morale because having a little cute kitty you can pet while it's running around chasing rats is great for people's mental health.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not. So, let's talk
Believe it
about
or not.
boats. So the first boat was invented in like yeah, we're not
No, not again.
we're not going back that far. And we're skipping to the
Okay.
second. We're gonna skip to the Second World War. If you want to know about boats, you can look them up. I have things to do.
Yeah, we're not here to teach you on how boats work.
So skipping to Nazi Germany. Um,
Okay.
The German
That took a
Empire,
turn.
the German empires, and the Nazis wanted to build a navy that could rival the Royal Navy, and this thought led to the design of them building two of the strongest ships of the World War II era. This was perhaps some of the two famous ships. Definitely one is more famous than the other. This is the Bismarck class.
Also, one thing. Can you be quiet for 5 seconds? Do you guys hear that in the background?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, well, like my salt thing is going off. Please keep this in because this is funny. Why? Why now? Why now? Why now?
it,
Why out of
it
any other time to make these noises? Why now?
it knows you're
You got
podcasting.
something against me? You know what? Let's go.
It
Knuckle up.
it knows you're podcasting.
God damn it. Okay. Well,
Well, we're gonna have to.
sorry for people at home. You're gonna have to listen to that if you can hear it. If not, then
I,
I'm talking about this for no apparent reason.
I can't hear it, and if editing Sevron can't hear it, I'm gonna make fun of you. So there were
I hope he
two.
falls.
there were two ships in the Bismarck class, the Bismarck and its sister ship,
And the Bismarck too.
no, and the Tirpitz.
Imagine if that's how it went. In the
Yeah,
Bismarck class, there was Bismarck and
and Bismarck
Bismarck 2.
yeah. So the history of the
Mind
Tirpitz.
boggling.
So the history of the Tirpitz is very short, and since it won't be covered in the rest of the podcast, I'm just going to tell you now. Basically, it patrolled around the sea a bit. It shelled a Norwegian island, and then got sunk by the RAF. That's it, actually, in the corner, in the bottom there. That's the Tirpitz. The story of it getting sunk is so weird because I'm pretty sure they got these little submarines and they just like went into the harbor, stuck some bombs to the underneath, and just ran. So yeah,
Were there like, was nothing worth like?
So the Tirpitz, it's a really long story, but the Tirpitz basically couldn't go back to France because all the ports there that could house these huge ships were blown up. So it had to stay in a little fjord in Norway. And basically what happened is that the RAF found this thing and would just shell the Tirpitz constantly. And eventually they just couldn't man the defenses enough, and a couple submarines got through and sunk it.
Hmm.
You should go
Well,
look.
looks like they're stupid.
Yeah, the Bismarck class, for all of its impressive stuff, didn't really do much in the course of the war. But anyway, the Bismarck, the pride of the German Navy, and perhaps one of the most famous vessels to ever sail the seas. It is a he. Most naval ships are she's, but the Bismarck is a he. I thought I'd mention that.
Because of the fatherland.
Yeah, for the fatherland. The topic of one of the best Sabaton songs ever made. It is actually quite important to this story.
And any particular reason for this, Severin?
For the Bismarck song?
Any particular reason?
For it being important? Yeah. I'll explain. So I'm not going to talk about all the characteristics of the Bismarck because it's a very complex ship, but I'm going to give you the important stuff. Bismarck did not follow the Washington Naval Treaty about tonnage displacement. It was very fast, very scarily fast for how big it was. It can move at
Finally.
Yeah.
Oh my god. My salt machine, I'm not sure what it does. It stopped.
Thank you. That's great.
I'm thank you.
So
now
it could move a speed of 30 knots or 34 miles per hour at 41,700 tons. And for a ship that's blisteringly fast.
That's like breaking the sound barrier.
Yeah, and especially for a ship this big. It had very good steerage. It could basically flip on a dime. The guns weren't really that impressive, but the sights were very accurate, so it kind of made it scary on that end. After it did some rating.
Great commentary.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want me to say?
It's always amazing.
If you're watching this podcast, you either already know about the Bismarck or are gonna go do your research after this. So I'm gonna leave it to you guys to fill in the blanks.
Yeah. I'm not here to teach you. That's Sevron's shop. I'm here to simply be here.
you are the vessel.
I'm simply here to be here. So I mean,
you are the vessel of jokes.
I am. I see what you did there. Vessel of jokes. We're talking about ships.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
I got you good.
We have fun here.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Basically, it did some raiding, and then it got a very lucky shot, and sunk the pride of the Royal Navy and the flagship of it, HMS Hood. That is a painting of it in the thing in the top left. The Hood's explosion was so bad that it basically ripped it in half, and I think it killed almost everybody on the ship.
I'm waiting for a butt.
But nothing. The Hood sunk.
Okay.
The Bismarck.
I was like, there was a pause. I'm like, I'm waiting for a butt.
The Bismarck hit the magazine cache of the Hood and it blew apart and sunk. It was the biggest embarrassment of the Royal Navy since like a long time. But This did
Since 1066.
yeah, this did cause a standing order.
If you don't know what happened in 1066, look it up.
Yeah, this
I'm
did
not here to teach you.
this. We're not here to educate you. We're here to make fun of you.
Exactly.
This
Idiots.
this did
Hit the
cause
subscribe button.
yeah, actually, yeah, no. I'm putting in my self promo here. Hey, just butting in here for a quick second. I know this is probably annoying, but let me just do my spiel quick. If you're enjoying the content so far, I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button. Me and Rumbly put a lot of effort into these, and we really enjoy when you guys show support for them. So if you could do that, that would mean the world to us, and there will be more Moronic history episodes coming out in the near future. So just keep that in mind. And with that, I hand you back over to the podcast. All right, back from the self promo. The standing order from Prime Minister and the fat man himself, Winston Churchill. Basically, it's a three.
What? What were you gonna say?
Winston, I was church war or something like English. I think I was gonna say it with like his jowls, like. Yeah, if you've ever heard Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Yeah,
So he was
Churchill.
trying to say.
Churchill sounds well. He was always just either hungover or hammered out of his mind. So it
Yeah.
yeah. I'm still more lucid than he is. He a standing order was sent out to all Royal Navy vessels in every ocean, reading 3 words: sink the Bismarck. So every ship from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific was either rerouted or was turned around to go back to fight the Bismarck.
I have a feeling this ship sunk a lot of ships.
It actually, I believe it only sunk, I know it sunk the Hood, but an after action report of the actual last battle of the Bismarck showed that it didn't hit anything. Well, that was mostly because the crew
The
was just
greatest ship of all time sunk nothing.
yeah. It's actually mostly
That's
due
rich.
to the future topic of the podcast. Uh, it's mainly because of a little ship called the Prion. We'll talk about him. We'll talk about them in a future episode. It's a wonderful story.
Okay.
So let's talk about the cat. The original name of the cat isn't really known, but we are going to call him Oscar for the course of this video until it gets changed later. He was a ship's cap that we talked about earlier, so I'm not going to go into that. But all you need to know is that he's on the Bismarck as a ship's cat. It is possible that he wasn't on the ship's manifest, so he was a stowaway ship's cat, but either way, he's on the ship.
Either way, he was there and
Yeah.
he saw what happened.
Yeah. So, the order to sink the Bismarck was given out, and the entire Royal Navy came down upon the North Atlantic in search of the ship. Like 100 total ships. There are all the ships that were involved in the search. The
Man, they
so King George,
wow, they
Prince of
can really
Wales,
hold a grudge.
yeah, Prince of Wales, King George, Hood, Renown, Victorious, Ark Royal, just tons of ships, all in the
All of them, the
yeah,
entire fleet.
basically the entire Royal Navy. Um, you can go watch another video to get the full in-depth version of this because the sinking of the Bismarck is very interesting. But basically, what happened is after getting harassed by a couple smaller, is the Prion mentioned in this? I actually don't know if it is. Yeah, it is. Right there, you can see it in the destroyers category in the British. It says Prion and it says Polish next to it. That's an interesting story for later. But
anyways, I can't find it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
Basically, what happened is that after getting harassed by a bunch of smaller ships, including the Prion, it got into a direct confrontation with the aircraft carrier Ark Royal. And by direct confrontation, I mean that Ark Royal was sitting back a long ways and launching planes at it. One of these planes, they were a Seahawk, I believe, got a direct hit on the steering mechanism of the Bismarck, locking it into a 15-degree turn. So it just basically went in a huge circle.
Oh.
So it couldn't use its speed or its steering to get away from the Royal Navy, and basically this was the death kill. Like, it can't move now.
It well, salute and
Yeah. So after a ton of fighting, just launching shell after shell, like the captain of the Bismarck, Gunther Lutyens, you can bash me on my German pronunciation, but I'm not gonna care at this point.
Doink.
He sent this. He was a Nazi, so I really don't care.
Yeah, no one
He
cares.
sent this message back to the mainland. Ship unmaneuverable. We shall fight to the last shell. That was sent to Adolf Hitler. The ship was sunk. Yeah.
One would expect.
Later, after finding the.
Now imagine if it didn't.
Oh god.
Imagine if it just kept going
He
and it
floats.
actually won.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine. That would honestly, that would make a really good episode if it did.
It would, but also
We
the
need to
Nazis.
have an alternative history episode now
But
that I'm thinking about it.
ooh, that could be like a special, like 25th. Maybe the 25th episode could be an alternate history episode.
Wait a minute. What if? Do we want to tell them what we're doing for the 10th episode,
I
or we
think we
want to keep
did.
this?
I think we told them last
We
time.
did. Okay,
Yeah.
so listen. I want to do my own episode. Why not have that be the 10th episode? I teach everybody about alternative history.
I'm fine with me, man. That
Got
episode's
it. All
yours.
right. Got it.
So, after finding the wreck of the Bismarck, it was found that the ship was scuttled, meaning that the crew attached explosives to the side of it and sunk it themselves, meaning the British didn't get the kill.
Well,
yeah,
the
it's
Bismarck just like rolled up the middle finger, didn't they?
yeah. Basically, you remember that scene from the Terminator where he has the thumbs up as he sinks into lava? But basically, it's just a Bismarck that
Yeah.
with a middle finger as it sinks into the sea.
Yeah. It's like, screw you, British.
After out of the 2,065 men aboard, only 114 of them survived.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
The Royal Navy ships, Dorchester, Maori, and were picked up people, but they were scared off by U-boat 74. A couple of them were later picked up by a weather vessel called Sachsenwald. I have no idea. It's a German name, so I'm right. Oh, okay.
It's a German name, so
It's a German
and no
name.
one knows how they're pronounced.
Yeah, no. English names and German names can shake hands on that. That nobody knows how to pronounce them.
No one.
So it's claimed after the sinking of the Bismarck, HMS Cossack was looking for survivors, and while moving through, they found Oscar sitting on a piece of debris floating on the surface. The crew did pick up the cat, not really knowing the name, and they named it Oscar. It's after the international man overboard. So like O means man overboard, and in military code, O is Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they got the name. So now Oscar is a member of the Royal Navy.
Woo!
Woo! On the good side now. Okay. So
Giving a big old round of applause.
yeah, let's explain.
Oh God.
Okay, it's a lot less bad than it looks. I need to talk about the 2 and 3 letter things in front of ships because it's a little bit confusing for me while I was writing it, and you might not know. So usually when it has 3 letters in front of it, that is a ship of origin. HMS means his/hers Majesty's ship/submarine, means that it's from the United Kingdom. KMS is an unofficial name for the Kriegsmarine. That's what they used. That's what the Allies used.
Ah.
There are also specific specifications that come up after a country, like SS, meaning single screw steamship. You can see a bunch of those there. But basically, the 3 letters is the country, 2 is to specify like what it does, and then the name of the ship.
Ah. I see.
I just wanted to say this
I
now.
don't. It's still very confusing.
Oh, yeah, it's something that I had to do like 10 minutes of research just to understand, and I'll explain any ones that come up later. Easy ones is the United States is USS, and I don't really. The French didn't really have a navy, so that's you need to know USS, KMS, and HMS. That's really all you need to know.
Got it.
So, HMS Cossack, belonging to the Royal Navy, was a tribal class destroyer. Pretty heavily built ship. It was built in 1936, and it would. Its first kill was on the 7th of November 1939 when it collided with a ship called SS Borthwick, meaning it was a single screw steamship, killing 5 sailors.
Woo!
After getting rammed and then chasing down the Bismarck and being near it when it was sunk, they helped basically keep the Bismarck's gunners awake, so they were less aware and accurate. So like you're on battle station for like 24 hours. You're not gonna hit anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they helped. They picked up people in the sinking of the Bismarck, and Cossack was then deployed off the coast of Gibraltar with Oscar on it. They were escorting a convoy when they were struck by a torpedo from U-boat 563. No, I don't think it's 563. I must have put an extra number there. But they were sunk by a U-boat. It was possible to save the ship, but the tug that was towing it lost contact in a storm, and the Cossack sunk.
Okay.
Yeah, it lost 159 of its crew, and the rest were rescued by HMS Ark Royal, an aircraft carrier. During the rescue, Oscar was brought up into the carrier. So yeah, Oscar is now the ironic thing is that HMS Ark Royal was the ship that launched the aircraft that crippled the Bismarck, and now Oscar is on the HMS Ark Royal.
Okay.
So
I feel like this Oscar ship is going to come and play here soon.
yeah, so it's now on Ark Royal. Here's Ark Royal. So aircraft carrier that was built in the restrictions of the Washington Naval Treaty, and the main thing that differed from other aircrafts of the day was that it was built as an aircraft carrier, not converted from a ship to an aircraft carrier. A lot of ships of the day were just like big ships that got turned into aircraft carriers, and that limited their capabilities.
Okay.
It's like when you get an RC car and you just start strapping stuff onto it to make it cooler.
Throw a GoPro on there. You put a microphone on there. You put
Here's a Nerf
gas
gun.
in it. Put
Yeah,
gas in it. Put an engine in it. Make it just an actual car at that point.
yeah, it's
Put a little seat on it so you could ride it too.
yeah. So, but Ark Royal was built
Put an
as
actual gun on it.
yeah. The American, you can hear the American anthem playing in the background. Yeah, but Ark Royal was different. It was actually built as an aircraft carrier. At the start of the war, it just was escorting ships off the coast of the United Kingdom, and it took part in the Norwegian campaign. It was then sent out to the Mediterranean, mostly around Gibraltar, and as we talked earlier, it was part of the convoy that sunk the Bismarck and was credited with crippling the Bismarck steering, leading to the demise of the Bismarck. That is a swordfish in the top right. That's the type of ship that crippled the Bismarck.
Ah,
So yeah,
greatest ship of all time.
Sunk
Death
by a biplane.
By a
biplane.
That's the saddest way to go. That's the saddest way.
A freaking
Imagine,
biplane.
greatest ship of all time. Guess what? Guess how I died? Biplane.
Biplane.
They shunned that ship.
Get shunned.
Get shunned.
Yeah, it's like
get disowned. You're no longer my son.
The only thing I can think of that would be worse is if it was sunk by those. You ever hear about the Russian night witches that would fly like wooden planes along the Eastern Front?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can imagine being worse than it getting sunk by a biplane.
Oh yeah. Imagine got sunk by that.
Yeah,
that would. Yeah.
Well, I guess it wasn't sunk by a biplane.
By a biplane. Yeah.
I guess it wasn't sunk by a biplane, but it was crippled by it.
Yeah, just even crippled is terrible.
Because I'm trying to think because most other planes, yeah, because all the planes that the U.S. flew were, they weren't biplanes. The bombers weren't. They were engines.
Yeah, but
I guess
still,
this was pretty early in the war, so I guess Britain was kind of using whatever it had in the closet.
It was just like, all right, Cracks knuckles. What do
Yeah,
we got?
cracks knuckles. We have a wooden ship from the 1600s, sir. Throw it into service.
Put it out there.
Just throw it in the water. Does it even float? Not really, sir. It'll work.
Not really. It'll work. It's fine. Put some duct tape on it. We're good.
Oh, that
Slap
reminds
some
me.
flex. Slap some flex tape on there.
Another episode idea is the Pykrete aircraft carrier. You ever hear of that one?
Oh,
Oh my god. Britain during I think just making an episode out of the UK during the
yeah.
Second World
That's
War would be a good episode. God, it was
that
such a
that in itself would be a good episode.
it's such a cluster. You ever hear of the Home Guard of the United Kingdom?
No.
So basically, a lot of people were worried about the Germans invading the United Kingdom, and
Yeah.
a bunch of like old men and young boys who couldn't join the army, raided museums and got like trebuchets and crossbows and muskets to defend the homeland of the United Kingdom. Britain is a fake country that is just
Yeah.
it's a fake country. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a fake country. It doesn't
Fake.
exist.
No, it doesn't. Not in the
It's
real
just
world.
it. No. Nah. They love to think that, but
Yeah.
no.
It's four countries bolted together, two trying to run away, and one of them contently sitting there, and the other one is
Yeah.
screaming about the clouds. If you can figure out which ones I'm talking about, good on you.
Yeah.
All right, back to the Ark Royal.
Anyway.
So it was in the Mediterranean, do some operations in the winter of 41. Ark Royal was moving planes to Malta for later deployment in, I assume, the Italian campaign. And on the 13th of November, it was struck by a torpedo from U-boat 81, which is actually in the bottom right there. It shook the ship, and it only killed one person.
It gave it a little tickle.
Yeah, basically. Most of the internal things in the ship were almost immediately knocked out, including communications and like just basically everything. It was basically dead in the water. It was towed by the tugboat Thames from Gibraltar, like moving towards Gibraltar with all of its crew alive, including Oscar. But then during transport, the ship was deemed unrecoverable and it was abandoned. And it sunk beneath the waves, making that 3 ships that Unsinkable Sam. Now he got the name Unsinkable Sam. And
this is what this was the time he got the name.
Yeah, and he was given this was said about him when he was picked up after the Ark Royal sunk. He was described as quite angry but unharmed.
Quite angry, but
So imagine this like wet and freezing cat sitting in the I guess it was the Mediterranean, so it wouldn't be freezing, but like this cold, wet cat sitting in the middle of the thing and just like quite angry.
it's just like, oh, I'm gonna get back at them one of these days.
So okay, the 2 ships that might have rescued Oscar, I actually don't know which one of them it is. It was either HMS Legion or Lightning, but both of these would later be sunk in separate incidents. So quite literally, down to each ship, every time Oscar got on a ship, it would sink, with either him on it or within a year of him getting off of
it. It's almost like
cursed.
It's almost like the cat has secret communications to the Nazi.
Yeah, the greatest soldier of the German Reich, Oscar.
Oscar
Yeah.
and Unsinkable Sam.
Yeah. So this, after the sinking of Ark Royal, would be the end of Sam's naval service. He was transferred to the care of the governor of Gibraltar, John Vereker. I have no idea. English people. Am I right?
English people, yeah.
After
God,
this,
English people, am I right?
yeah.
They
After the
suck.
war, not after the war. He was sent to a seaman's home in Belfast, where he would live out the rest of his days. Where this famous portrait of him would be done by an artist that Sam would actually outlive. He outlived that artist.
Man survived 3 sinkings.
Caused another 2.
Lived the rest of his days, and outlived a human.
Do you want to know when he died?
When did he die?
He died in 1955.
When was he born?
It's not exactly known, but he was placed on the Bismarck in 41. It is assumed that he was within the age range of 15 to 20 years old when he died.
What?
Yeah, he was placed on
This cat is my role model. I don't know what to say.
the cat was at least 14 from 41 to 55, and I assume a little bit older than that. I would assume, yeah, 15 to 20.
Huh.
So, just to recap.
That's a damn tough cat.
Just to recap, this is I got to bring it back from the Zamorats episode, me doing terrible Photoshop work. I did have to knock out
Yes.
top left, I did have to knock out the little no symbol. I was kind of testing the waters earlier. Hopefully it doesn't bite me later in editing. Because I didn't blur out the flag, but I think that's small enough. That was big enough where I was like, nah, I'm not gonna risk it. But recap. Got on the Bismarck that was scuttled on the 27th of May, 1941. Rescued by HMS Cossack, which was sunk by a U-boat on the 27th of October, 1941. Then, still in 1941, sunk by a U-boat on HMS Ark Royal in November of 41. Rescued by either HMS Legion or HMS Lightning, both being sunk by an air attack on the 26th of March, 1942, and a German torpedo boat on the 12th of March, 1943, respectively, of course.
Man, this ship.
This cat.
Wait a minute. This cat and ship, like, they move on from people faster than a toxic ex.
Yeah, basically.
Like, Jesus Christ.
So,
I'm with this one. Now I'm with this one. Now I'm with this one. I possibly am with one of these two. I'm not sure.
Yeah, literally.
Quite literally.
Either the most blessed or cursed cat on the seven seas, sailing in both the Kriegsmarine and Royal Navy, and serving on the ship that crippled her original one, Oscar, the Unsinkable cat.
Oscar and Unsinkable Sam, the dynamic duo.
Oh no, it's the same cat.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, Oscar is Unsinkable Sam.
Oscar is Unsinkable Sam.
Ah. Got it.
So, yes. We stand this cat. Survived the whole war.
Everybody, salute.
Yeah, salute
for this cat.
The British salute, not the German one.
Oh, yeah. Don't do the German one. If you do the German one, leave.
Well, here's the thing. Oscar served more time in the Royal Navy than he did in the German Navy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he only served on one ship in the German Navy and then served out the rest of his time in the British.
Wow, it's almost like that makes sense already, and you didn't need to say that.
I'm gonna say it again.
Don't you do it.
Do it.
Don't you do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, don't you
to random conspiracies. Take it away.
Whoa, I had my TV.
Oh, we have a segment on this podcast called Random Conspiracies.
Host me.
Do you want me to give the disclaimer
I love getting to this segment.
Do you want to give the disclaimer?
We do not condone or accept any of these random conspiracy theories. Only if said we do agree with it, or if said we don't agree with it, then
assume
we do
don't
or
believe
don't.
In them.
But just assume we don't, because this one especially, just assume we don't.
All right, tell me when to flip.
We can flip whenever you're ready.
Oh God. Oh, I think I know what this is. Can I guess?
You can guess.
Is it the Armenian genocide?
Nope.
Damn it.
Anti-Armenianism.
Okay. Geez. Okay. Nope. Take it away.
Yeah. This is the. So this website I'm using, I went to the religion section, and this was the first one that popped up.
I'm excited.
Okay, so conspiracy theories. Okay, so hold on. I gotta read this because I didn't prepare myself.
Rumbly threw together his conspiracy like 10 minutes before the podcast started.
Literally 10 minutes ago.
I had all the notes.
There are
ready.
a lot of names that I cannot say.
I had all the notes ready like a week before this. He was just lazy.
You did. I was. I'll admit it. Yeah, that's right. I was lazy. So what?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay,
guess.
so Turkish foreign minister, however you say that Russian name, has claimed that the Russian media is run by Armenians. That's basically how this started.
The foreign minister of Russia to
Turkey,
the foreign minister of Turkey,
who was Russian.
who is Russian, claims that Russian media is run by. Okay,
I,
so I can
yeah,
explain why a Turk would say this, or I guess not a Turk, but a Russian living in Turkey. Turks hate Armenians just with a.
very much.
They literally,
Armenian genocide.
yeah, literally,
It was a real thing.
yeah,
We do not. It was pretty bad.
yeah. The Turkish.
It was like the Holocaust of World War One.
Yeah, the Turkey needs to admit to this genocide. It still hasn't. It still claims it didn't happen.
They still haven't. They're like, yeah, no, we didn't do that.
Yeah, that didn't happen. But
No, that didn't happen. You see, it's a conspiracy.
It did.
It did happen.
Anyways.
Okay, so American writer that disbarred lawyer Samuel Weems has claimed that the Armenian genocide has a hoax designed to defraud Christian nations of billions of dollars, and that the Armenian church instigates terrorist attack.
So they claim this guy who is a disbarred lawyer
Exactly.
claims that because of the Armenian genocide that he says is a hoax, the Christian nations have lost billions of dollars. Doing what?
Nothing. It didn't specify. Apparently, it instigates terrorist attack.
The Armenian state.
Yes.
I'm going to assume that isn't true. I haven't really read up on Armenia all that much outside of the genocide itself, but I'm going to assume that isn't true.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that's not true because one, you have to be on something.
Yeah.
Like on something.
Well, here's the thing. The only way I see this happening is that if Turkey actually had to pay like reparations, which it should.
It definitely should.
But Turkey isn't a Christian nation, or not a majority Christian
nation. Orthodox, right?
No, it's I believe it's majority Islam.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's
anyway.
I believe it is, but they do have a sizable minority of Orthodox.
They do.
Christians.
That's why I said it, because I kind of just assumed, but oh
yeah.
well.
Well, I mean, I think the crescent moon flag. Maybe.
Okay, so filmmaker, I have no idea how to pronounce that name either.
You're just gonna have to send me all the names, and I'll put them up on the screen when you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because some of these names, I swear to God, they're like gibberish. It's like someone slammed their hand on a keyboard and said, "That's a name."
Oh, so you met Polish people?
Exactly.
Polish, Czech, Slovak, and Eastern
European
names.
Yeah, so filmmaker, that guy. It's
no,
right
no,
here.
I want you to try.
Oh God, David. Oh God, that last name. I swear I'm not even going to try.
No, please.
I can't.
Please.
I'm. Oh God. Whoa, hold on. Things are dying. Okay, so David. I'm an Ove. Probably not how you say that. Please put it up.
I can't even like.
I can't.
This is great for me because I don't have whatever he's pulled up right now, so I can't even see the names. So I'm just gonna have to Google them myself and and post.
Let me tell you something. These names, why?
Now you know how I feel. Now you know how I
Okay.
feel.
Uh-huh. Okay, has accessed the Armenians of plotting against Azerbaijan
Azerbaijan.
and has claimed that the Karabakh movement had was a plot by the CIA to destroy the Soviet Union. That's another theory of anti-Armenianism, apparently.
So it's a big
So this
conspiracy.
filmmaker accused Armenians of plotting against Azerbaijan.
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't not too long ago Azerbaijan like bombed Armenia
Yeah,
because I
and
think
apparently the CIA, and apparently it was a plot by the CIA also to destroy the Soviet Union. I don't know what year this is, but
uh, the Soviet Union. The
none of
year
this
was
makes any
2000.
sense.
The year was 2002. Plot to destroy the Soviet Union.
Can
Oh my god.
you imagine? Imagine it was like 2001, September 11th.
It's September 2001. This was posted.
Yeah, this conspiracy theory was posted as the Twin Towers fell.
Yeah. Oh
Like
my.
the second. Wait a minute.
But okay, so it's a big conspiracy that says Armenia is out to get Azerbaijan, which yeah, no duh, Azerbaijan and Armenia
Well, yeah,
hate
no,
each
duh.
other.
That's not a conspiracy theory.
They
That's
they just
true.
they hate each other.
They very much so hate each other because Turkey hates Armenia.
Yeah, Turkey hates Armenia, and Russia was the only thing holding the region together. And then Russia, invaded Ukraine and doesn't have the troops to stabilize the region anymore.
No. So now they're like, free game as
Yeah,
they throw a piece of
basically,
dynamite.
basically Russia was a slightly bigger toddler holding two toddlers from fighting, and now that he's distracted by the big toy sitting in the sandbox that he'll trip over getting to, the toddlers
Yeah.
are fighting.
Yeah. He's the big brother and he sees a really cool hold on. He's like the older brother, and he sees a really cool car that his parents got him.
Yeah,
So he goes with the car. He crashes the car. Is now in the hospital,
yeah, the car is the
and now his
Donbass.
little brothers are fighting.
Yeah, the car is the Donbass, and Armenia and Azerbaijan are the.
Yeah, are the two little brothers fist fighting,
Yeah, and I guess Ukraine is the insurance
and then
company.
Turkey is like the middle child, being like, "This is gonna be
Yeah,
good."
Turkey is the instigating cousin trying to get them to fight.
Yeah, it's like this, and it's recording. This is gonna be good. This is
This,
gonna be a hoot.
this is gonna be fun. Yeah, that's actually Turkey just in most situations.
Yeah, he's like, "This is gonna be good,"
Except when it
and
comes to
pulls out the
Greece.
phone.
Except when it comes to Greece. Turkey.
Yeah, now when it comes to Greece, he's like, "This is gonna be good," and he pulls out the AK.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. There was this story where like Greece was gonna buy some weapons from the U.S. and Turkey basically threatened them that they would shoot missiles at Greece if they bought those materials.
And then USA was like, "No, no, no,
Yeah, the USA was
no, no,
like,
no,
and they parked an
no,
aircraft
no, no,"
carrier in the Aegean
and they
Sea.
parked
Yeah,
right
literally.
there.
It's like your
They
brothers are
they, they
fight.
parked it right in right in the Mediterranean. They parked it right outside of Turkey and was like, "No, no, no,
It's like fine,
no,
fine.
no, no."
It's like you have two really drunk dudes about to fight, and you don't want that to happen, so you pull out the gun, shoot into the ceiling, and say don't,
What was that for? Don't.
don't. Just
And
like
they fight anyway.
oh god, I'm kind of thinking at this point just let them do it because jeez man.
Let them have their sibling rivalry moment. Slap.
The only reason Turkey's even in NATO is because of their strategic location. If they weren't, they would have been
It
able
would
to
have been
join.
Nah, they would have been blasted a while
I
ago.
don't believe there's a removal clause. I don't think you can be kicked out of NATO. You can leave NATO, but I don't think you can be
You
kicked
can leave
out.
Tito, but I don't know if you can get kicked out.
Yeah, well,
But
actually,
to
let me
be
look that
fair,
up.
the USA makes up the rules as they go. So,
That's true.
well,
Um,
that's all I got. I don't have anything else to rant about unless you do.
yeah, you can't get kicked out of NATO, but you can withdraw. So We were right.
But to be fair, like I said, the U.S. makes up the rules as it goes. So
That's true. That's all I
yeah,
got.
that's it for me.
Well, all right. That was a podcast.
Yeah, no, yeah, really,
Yeah.
that was a
Okay.
podcast.
Next
Wow,
next
mind
episode.
blown.
Next episode, Farah Gustav. Be excited. Anyways,
I have no idea what that is, but anyways,
you'll
I'm
find out.
excited. I don't know about
Um,
you.
we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
See ya.